Welcome to Australia.
I love your top, but it's little.
Thank
What is
you.
it? What is it?
Lace
Shirt.
Shirt top.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. Thought I'd go corporate. Now, I've seen you on nearly every tour you've done, and I've photographed you on nearly every tour you've done. The only time I haven't seen you is if I've been out of the country. Love you guys. I've grown up with you. But yeah, so thank you so much. Looking at you, you haven't aged. It's like, I feel like it's 1994 right now. No, it's true. It's true.
Thank
Yeah, and all your, like, the video clips and everything, you look amazing. Very young.
Thank you.
Good genes.
Thank you.
Okay, so 2022, a lot of music in between. You've got your latest now, The Kingdom. How did that come about? And did it, like, you released it COVID times, but was any of it written during COVID or was it pre-COVID?
Well, it just was meant to come out. You know, it was. I guess it was done. It was slated to come out. So no, it was just written just before COVID began because I did the record and did the movie to have it. Movie called Habit. So I did a couple of things before the pandemic began, and then there was the discussion of whether we should bring it out. You know, was it the right thing to bring it out during the pandemic? And then I thought there was like, well, we had it at the time, and so we did, and it did really good for us. Didn't, you know, we've had 45 million streams when COVID was going. Imagine if we toured it to that, you know. So, but I never minded like that because people were and are dying. So it's like it seemed a bit much to complain about your record and its release time. And it seemed so off the time. It felt really off the time. And now it just began the first 2 weeks of the new record. So when we go home in April, we'll finish it. So, you know, just good to keep it going and, you know.
Yeah, with the songs on this album, I really felt like it was giving us a message during the COVID, you know, lockdowns, etc. Because you talk about a world, in nearly every song, you talk about a world in which people suffer, but then there's hope at the end of every song. And I really like that, listening to it during my lockdowns anyway.
Well, we have that because I was thinking we're doing a song called Quicksand on this tour. And there's that line in it, when will we know when the floods will come? I was thinking it's so weird that I always have, like, you know, with in the Kingdom we had Bullet Holes, which is the whole race wars, mind wars, planet wars, Star Wars, planet wars, mind wars. They got the lyrics right, they were singing too late. And then the loneliness in the flowers on the grave, everyone was feeling that. And then the Kingdom, which is the sort of uprising. You know, in America we had, and around the world obviously, the whole Black Lives Matter movement and the racial tensions that were going on, and the you know, George Floyd, Arnold Horbury, just tons of stuff going on that really pulled into focus some stuff that really needs sorting out.
It was so sad, but that tragedy also for us brought out the Aboriginal deaths.
Yeah.
You know, so we were quite pleased that at last, you know, those Indigenous Australians were getting some recognition. Yeah, it was sad. Okay. Yeah, with Quicksand, is it about denial though?
I think it's just generally always just trying to be a better person.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Trying to get things better, you know. I think that everything is so challenging for people, as well as I think that for some reason with the music that I write, we make, there is that whole journey of driving into trouble, trying to deal with trouble, driving away and resolve it. And it's not like, I'm not like a nihilist, it's not the end of the world. I just think that people, and especially now you have this whole worldwide understanding of mental health. You know, there used to be, mental health was not really a big issue, and suicides and people's well-being seems to be at the forefront. Because I used to be like, oh shit, after I'm 30, can I complain? And I'm not allowed to complain about anything because you feel like, shut up, who cares what you do? But now you see that it really is a common issue, and in fact it affects men more than women. statistically.
Yeah.
Because of that whole sort of macho bravado, we can't, I'm from England, it's like no one had therapy there, it's just like, sort of, you'll be right, just get on with it.
It's exactly like Aussies.
Pick yourself up, get on with it. Which is cool, but then it just makes a society of injured people trying to deal with life and bring things to the forefront, and people deal with their demons or their issues. Kind of makes the world a better place. We're always trying to make it a better place, aren't we? We should be trying to.
We definitely should be, and your music does, so that's good. It's really funny that you mentioned mental health because I'll tell you a little story. We've got to cut this out later, but
This will be the lead piece.
But see, I also teach, and yesterday I said to my students, "Oh, I'm not coming in tomorrow." And they're like, "Why?" And I went, "Mental Health Day," and they went, "Oh, we should do that." I said, "If you need one, you should." And then one kid said, "Oh, is it because it's Are You Okay Day?" And I said, but first he said, "So are you okay?" And I said, "Wow, that's the first time a student has asked me if I'm okay." And then he went, "I was talking about okay day, but are you okay?" These are year 9 boys.
What age?
So that's about 14, 15.
Wow, I'm a 15-year-old boy.
Oh, fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's just that sort of think they know everything,
Yeah.
but they know nothing. I got a sweet boy, 15 years old, but he's interesting.
This lockdown period, that must have been a good chance for you guys to connect and keep in touch more, well, because you weren't touring.
Right, yeah. Well, I normally traditionally be away 5 months of the year, always. So, because I split the time with them, that meant that I only had, whatever it was, 7 months to share them. And I didn't get no allowances from the other side, which was, so they struggled with that. But as I say to them, until they stop liking sushi, I have to keep working. So they're quite expensive. And yeah, it was sad for that. It was sad, but it's also that balance of them knowing that what they get isn't actually as free as they think, and there are sacrifices to be made. And in a world where people are being so aside from people dying, people's lives being obliterated financially. So I think that when you get a chance to work, and it's just setting an example for them. I mean, I could stay at home.
You're very positive.
You're okay, you have me.
Pardon?
You don't know.
You're very positive. That's great.
Well, because I'm like a realist, and so I have perfectly negative thoughts, but I just there's just no point if you just wallow in it. They're just sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy, diminishing return.
Like our time will come.
Yeah.
There you go. It's perfect.
I believe that stuff because I think that no matter the outcome, that's why I'm so annoyed at sort of religious far right and this sort of idea that because we should all just be trying to do better. And whoever we are, whatever we do, there's always scope for improvement. When anyone thinks that they're already formed and they're perfect, as we know, it's a nonsense, So that's just it. I mean, it's such an idealistic thing, but if everybody did their best all the time, the world would be such a much better place. I mean, look where we're at now. We've got this mania starting up wars and killing people are dying and displacement and refugees and it's what's happening? I mean, I heard he's the richest man ever. So why does he need this for? What does he need it for?
Okay, we usually finish off with 2 questions. First one, very quickly.
It's all right.
Maybe. Oh, okay. What does your sound, if you were going to describe it in food form, what would it sound like?
In
food form. Your sound in food form.
Warm and dynamic.
And what food would that be?
Not
sushi.
Not sushi. I would say Yeah. What for me?
It might be a drink too, if you like.
Oh, yeah, that would be beer with a tequila in it.
Oh, nice. I'll put bourbon in mine. And the last question,
Yeah.
what's your scene?
What's my scene? Basically, I'm generally around my kids. That's my scene. They're my scene. Trying to get them right as best I can. You can't, you can prepare them and try as best you can. My 15-year-old just got a car. First thing he's got, where I can't help if it goes wrong. It's terrifying. So that thing of letting go. But my scene with my boys.
Excellent. It's fantastic. Enjoy your time in Australia.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. There you go. It's my scene.
Okay, fridge
Put it on the
magnet.
fridge.
Okay. Thank you so much.